Hey guys, it's Joe here, and for today's video I'm going to try and debunk a theory, or well, common misconception, as well as trying to explain and clear up a few things. Now, just to make sure these are just my opinions on things that I've regularly been thinking about, I wanted to make a video on it just to give people a clearer idea really. So some of the points I make will probably be self-explanatory to some of you, but to those that might not be aware of, maybe just recently caught up to the manga or the anime, I kind of feel that this should be more of a guide. So I'll just be explaining the basics of Devil Fruit Awakenings, the common misconceptions, the advantages and drawbacks, and my thoughts on the whole thing. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So just to paraphrase what it says on the Wikipedia, as we already know, or as we already may be aware, on very rare occasions Devil Fruit users can awaken their powers and abilities. As of right now, not much is known about Devil Fruit Awakenings, but what we do know is that it significantly increases the power of the user, as well as granting them additional abilities. However, this is very dependent on the Devil Fruit itself. Now, the first Devil Fruit user that we saw that did awaken their abilities, I think, was where the jailer's back and it impelled down. So those were zones. So at the moment, we've seen zones first and Paramecia. I don't really think we'll see Logia. Maybe there's a possibility, but so far we've seen zones and we've seen Paramecia. So I'll just mainly be explaining, well, debunking the whole Paramecia, the whole thing about that, you know, after the whole Doflamingo Luffy fight. The most common misconception in my opinion is that a lot of people think that Luffy will turn everything around him to rubber, just like Doflamingo, you know, changing the entire landscape. While there may be some truth to this, I don't think this might be the case for other Paramecias who do awaken their fruit. Well, if they may awaken their fruit, and that would be the same extent as Doflamingo did his. Now I think this is a common misconception because I don't think it will work in the same way Doflamingo did, which I'll go into detail later. But it could very well be that when Luffy does awaken his fruit, I guess he would be able to turn anything that he does touch into rubber, but with an exception of only, you know, certain objects, you know, maybe a certain size or mass, and not exactly a huge landscape like Doflamingo did during the fight. Maybe a small area, I guess, but you know, maybe if you try to hit him with a sword or, you know, shoot a bullet at him, you know, he'd probably turn that into rubber too. So for all we know, Luffy's awakening could, you know, his awakening could, you know, very well be Gear 5. You know, this is probably just another theory for another video, but you know, that's just my thoughts on it. So one of the advantages of people having similar awakenings means that it's fairly easy for a battle, you know, preparing for a battle. What I mean by this is that you can basically deduct that your opponent's awakening is going to be similar to their regular abilities. So for example, you could say that Miss Valentine from Baroque Works, should I say, or McVice or Vice from the Don Quixote family, who can pretty much manipulate their body weight. I guess you could say that, you know, going into a battle, you could pretty much say that, you know, if they were to awaken their Devil Fruit, you could probably say, you know, they were going to make either you heavier, or, you know, surrounding objects such as maybe, you know, rocks or, you know, buildings or houses, you know, such things. They can make someone so heavy, you know. But this is all relatively speaking, you know, this probably won't matter much unless you know, figure out a way of, you know, countering the ability and the user itself. So a pretty self-explanatory drawback of having similar awakenings is that it will be way too predictable. I think one thing that makes One Piece so great and unique is that every character has their own thing. No two characters are no two characters are the same. They're not, you know, they're each unique. And even if the powers might be similar, they still have, you know, that thing that keeps them special, you know, to themselves. So everyone having the same or similar awakening would pretty much probably de-hype a lot of fights and probably devalue a lot of epic moments. Another drawback, I guess, which links to what I just said, is that it wouldn't be very fun, creative from a writer's perspective, or even from a reader's point of view. I think the reason Doflamingo's awakening worked so well was due to his Devil Fruit being so versatile. I mean, he could pretty much pull off attacks like spiderweb, bullet string, parasite, overheat. You know, he could pretty much fly with it. You know, he could attack. You know, he could defend with it. All in all, it was a very solid Devil Fruit, and you know, it worked well, and that's why his awakening complemented his Devil Fruit. my opinion, Devil Fruit Awakenings are a great way to showcase the extent of the already unique powers of characters in One Piece. As it is, I'm sure Oda will think of a way to incorporate some rules as regarding Devil Fruit Awakenings, as to avoid people complaining of ass pulls, and generally, just in general, so we can get a better idea of how they can be awakened. It's more than likely that Luffy obviously will get a Devil Fruit Awakening. We're well into the new world now, and new abilities will be needed, as gear second and third alone won't be able to cut it. And it's also more than likely that, it's going to be exclusive to only a few people, so it won't be overused. So yeah, generally I think it'll be interesting to see how awakenings work for each Devil Fruit user. Yeah, so that's it guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you taking time to watch the video. I'll be preparing the video for this week's chapter on Wednesday hopefully, so stay tuned. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, like if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments what you guys think or what you guys' thoughts are on the Devil Fruit Awakenings. Thanks for watching, and yeah.